Introduction. Retirement is often imagined as a golden period of life, a time to relax, travel, and finally enjoy the fruits of decades of hard work. Yet, for many, the reality is far more complicated. The end of a career, while freeing in some ways, can also bring unexpected emotional challenges. Chief among them, loneliness. After years of structured routines, daily social interaction, and a defined purpose, the quiet that follows retirement can feel more like an echoing void than peaceful rest. Loneliness after retirement isn't just a passing emotion. It can become a deeply rooted feeling that affects mental, emotional, and even physical health. According to numerous studies, prolonged loneliness is associated with higher risks of depression, cognitive decline, and chronic illness. But here's the good news. Loneliness is not inevitable, and it's not permanent. With the right mindset and a few practical strategies, it's entirely possible to reclaim connection, purpose, and joy. In this video, we're going to explore exactly how to do that. Whether you've recently retired or have been navigating this stage for a while, this message is for you. We'll break down the emotional shifts that often accompany retirement and show you how to address them in ways that are empowering and sustainable. We're not just going to throw cliches like join a club or volunteer at you. Instead, we'll dive into 5 meaningful experience-backed approaches that truly make a difference, mentally, emotionally, and socially. From reconnecting with yourself, to reigniting forgotten passions, to building new social circles with intention, these chapters are here to serve as a roadmap to a more connected, fulfilling post-retirement life. Because loneliness isn't a sign of weakness or failure. It's a signal, one that's trying to tell you something important. It's your inner self asking for care, attention, and connection. And the beautiful part? It means you still have the power to change, grow, and thrive. So if you're ready to turn that quiet emptiness into a space of renewal, stay with us. Let's journey together into a new way of living after retirement. One where loneliness doesn't define your days, but connection and purpose do. Chapter 1. Understanding the roots of loneliness. Loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about feeling disconnected from others, from purpose, and sometimes even from oneself. In the early days of retirement, this can creep in quietly. One day, you're surrounded by colleagues, emails, meetings, and the rhythms of a structured week. The next, you wake up to silence. At first, it may seem like a dream, but over time, that silence can become isolating and the lack of interaction unsettling. To truly manage loneliness, we need to start by understanding where it comes from. For many retirees, the shift in identity is a major contributor. Who are you without your job title? For decades, your work may have defined your sense of worth, your schedule, and your place in the world. Losing that can feel like losing a part of yourself. This identity void can leave a person feeling invisible, unanchored. Another root cause is the loss of daily social contact. Work doesn't just give us something to do, it also gives us people to see. The camaraderie of co-workers, even the casual small talk by the coffee machine, contributes to our sense of belonging. Retirement can strip that away in an instant, leaving behind a social vacuum that needs to be consciously rebuilt. There's also the challenge of life rhythm. Without a schedule, days can blur together. This lack of structure can lead to a decrease in motivation and a gradual withdrawal from the world. It becomes easier to skip social events, harder to make plans, and more comfortable to stay home, even if it doesn't make us happy. Then there's the emotional layer, grief. Retirement can bring to the surface unacknowledged feelings about aging, loss of youth, the passing of time, or even regret. And if you've also experienced the loss of loved ones, the emotional weight can deepen the sense of isolation. Understanding these roots doesn't mean resigning yourself to loneliness. On the contrary, it gives you the power to act with clarity. When you know why you're feeling disconnected, you can take targeted steps to rebuild connection in ways that resonate with your new reality. So, if you're feeling lonely, know this: there's nothing wrong with you. Your feelings are valid. They are part of a natural transition. And now that we've uncovered the roots, we can begin to heal them one layer at a time. Chapter 2. Reconnecting with yourself first. Before reaching outward to reconnect with the world, it's essential to reconnect with the person at the center of your experience, you. Retirement offers a rare opportunity, the gift of time. And with that time comes the space to rediscover who you are beyond your roles, routines, and responsibilities. If loneliness has crept in, it's often because the connection with oneself has been buried under years of doing rather than being. Start by getting curious. Ask yourself, what do I enjoy when no one is watching? What makes me feel alive? Maybe it's painting, writing, gardening, or playing music. Perhaps it's a love for nature, or a long-lost interest in history, or a spiritual path you've neglected. These are not just hobbies, they're gateways back to yourself. Journaling can be a powerful tool in this reconnection process. Set aside a few minutes each day to write freely. You might begin with simple reflections. How am I feeling today? What brought me joy? What drained me? Over time, patterns emerge. You begin to understand your emotional rhythms, your needs, your desires, things that often go unnoticed when life is busy. Another way to reconnect is through mindfulness or meditation. These practices help you become more present and aware of your inner world. Even just 10 minutes of quiet breathing or mindful walking can ground you in the moment and deepen your sense of self-connection. Loneliness often whispers the lie that we are empty, but the truth is we are full of thoughts, feelings, wisdom, and potential. Meditation helps us remember that. You might also explore your values. What matters most to you now? Perhaps in your working years, achievement and productivity were central. But now, maybe it's peace, creativity, or contribution. When you align your daily actions with your current values, you cultivate a sense of integrity, and that brings quiet fulfillment, the kind that eases loneliness. Importantly, self-connection also includes self-compassion. Retirement can bring regrets or doubts about the past, but beating yourself up won't help. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. Remind yourself, you are worthy of love and connection just as you are, no titles or accomplishments required. In truth, the most enduring companionship you'll ever have is with yourself. Strengthening that bond is not only the foundation for overcoming loneliness, it's the first step toward building a life that feels meaningful, satisfying, and authentically yours. Chapter 3. Building new social circles with intention. After retirement, the built-in social environment of the workplace disappears. And for many, this sudden drop in daily human contact can lead to a deep sense of isolation. But social connection isn't just a matter of being around people. It's about feeling seen, valued, and understood. The good news? You can still create that kind of connection intentionally, meaningfully, and on your own terms. The first step is to shift your mindset. Making new friends as an adult, especially later in life, can feel awkward or intimidating. But remember, many others are in the same boat, also craving connection, also unsure how to begin. You're not alone in feeling alone. That awareness can transform hesitation into courage. Start small. Consider joining a local group or club based on a shared interest. Not just to be less lonely, but because you genuinely enjoy the activity. Whether it's a book club, walking group, art class, or community garden, shared passions naturally spark conversation and camaraderie. You don't need dozens of new friends. One or two meaningful connections can make all the difference. Volunteering is another powerful way to build new social circles. Not only does it provide a sense of purpose, but it connects you with others who also care about contributing. Whether you help at a food bank, mentor young people, or support local events, these settings create natural opportunities for bonding, while also nourishing your sense of value and usefulness. Don't overlook digital tools. Online platforms and social networks tailored for seniors can help you meet people in similar life stages. Virtual meetups, forums, and Facebook groups can be a gentle reentry into social life, especially if you're more introverted or live in a remote area. While nothing replaces in-person connection, virtual communities can provide real comfort and support. If you're struggling with confidence, try reframing your role in relationships. Instead of worrying about how to impress or fit in, focus on being genuinely curious about others. Ask questions. Listen deeply. People are drawn to those who are interested in them. This kind of presence is rare and deeply appreciated. And finally, give yourself grace. Rebuilding social circles takes time. There may be false starts, awkward moments, or even disappointments. That's okay. What matters is that you stay open, take small steps, and keep showing up for others and for yourself. Remember, connection doesn't always come to you. Sometimes you have to create it. And you can, with intention, with heart, and with hope. Chapter 4, Rediscovering Purpose Beyond Work. One of the most disorienting aspects of retirement is the loss of a clear sense of purpose. For decades, your career may have given your days structure and meaning. It defined your role in society, your goals, and the way you contributed. When that disappears, it can leave behind a vacuum, not just in your calendar, but in your soul. Rediscovering a sense of purpose is essential to combating loneliness because it reminds you that your presence still matters. Purpose doesn't have to mean a grand mission. It can be quiet and personal. It might be about being a source of support for your grandchildren, caring for your garden, creating art, or simply waking up each day committed to kindness. The key is to find what feels meaningful to you. Purpose is not a performance. It's an inner alignment between what you value and how you live. Take time to reflect on the moments in your past that felt truly fulfilling. Was it mentoring younger colleagues? Creating something from scratch? Helping others in need? These clues point toward the types of activities that still hold meaning for you. Often, our most rewarding actions are those that involve giving. Our time, our wisdom, our attention. Contribution is a powerful antidote to loneliness. You might also explore new roles. Perhaps you've always wanted to teach, write a memoir, learn photography, or become involved in local activism. Retirement is a chance to reinvent yourself, free from the constraints of a job description. Try approaching this time as an open field rather than an empty stage. What seed would you like to plant? Routine can also support purpose. Creating a daily or weekly rhythm gives shape to your time and helps avoid the drifting sensation that fuels disconnection. You might set aside time each day for a walk, a creative pursuit, learning something new, or reaching out to someone. These small rituals add up to a life that feels intentional and grounded. Importantly, purpose can also be relational. It might emerge through deeper conversations with your partner, sharing stories with friends, or simply being present for someone going through a tough time. Often, the purpose we seek is found not in doing more, but in being more present, more compassionate, and more engaged with life as it unfolds. So if you're wondering what your role is now, remember, it hasn't disappeared. It's evolving. You're not done growing, giving, or maturing. Your purpose after retirement may not look like your past, but it can be just as meaningful and perhaps even more true to who you really are. Chapter 5, Creating a Daily Life that Nourishes Connection. Overcoming loneliness after retirement isn't just about occasional big changes. It's also about creating a daily environment that supports connection, joy, and well-being. Think of your everyday life as soil. Is it dry and unattended, or is it rich and nurtured? Small, intentional habits can completely change how connected you feel to others and to yourself. Start with your morning. The way you begin your day sets the tone. Instead of falling into the trap of mindless routines or excessive screen time, consider rituals that ground you. A walk outdoors, a few moments of journaling, stretching, or even simply making a warm cup of tea while watching the sunrise. These acts remind you that each day has potential. When you treat your own time with care, you send a message to yourself that your life still holds value. Next, create anchors throughout the day that encourage engagement. Set specific times to reach out to others, even just one message or call per day. Social connection doesn't always require deep conversation. A simple thinking of you text or a shared laugh can be enough to lift both your spirits and theirs. Physical movement is also vital. Exercise releases endorphins, boosts energy, and improves mood. Whether to walk in the park, a dance class, or gentle yoga, moving your body connects you to the present moment and to life itself. Bonus points if your movement involves a group. Joining others adds layers of social bonding. Nutrition and sleep can't be overlooked either. A nourished body supports a healthy mind. Eat foods that energize you and make meals an occasion, even if you're eating alone. Light a candle, use a favorite dish, or listen to music. These small rituals turn solitude into sacred time rather than isolation. It's also important to stay mentally stimulated. Read books that inspire you, listen to podcasts, take online classes. Learning keeps the mind active and reminds you that you're still growing. It's also a great way to meet people, either through discussion groups or shared interests. And finally, give yourself permission to rest. You don't have to be productive all the time. Sometimes, the most nourishing thing you can do is simply be. Watch birds from your window. Sit in silence. Reflect. These quiet moments build resilience and inner peace, powerful allies in the face of loneliness. When your daily life is shaped with care and intention, loneliness loses its grip. You begin to experience your own company not as a burden, but as a blessing, and from that place of fullness, connection with others flows more naturally and deeply. Conclusion: you are not alone in this journey. Loneliness after retirement can feel like a quiet shadow, subtle at first, then gradually more present. But it's important to understand that it is not a sign of weakness, nor is it your permanent state. It is simply a reflection of a major life transition, one that millions of others are also navigating. The beauty lies in realizing that this chapter, while different from the ones before, is still full of potential, meaning, and connection. Through this journey, we've uncovered some of the most powerful ways to move through loneliness with intention and grace. We began by understanding where loneliness comes from, not just from being alone, but from a loss of identity, routine, and community. And in naming those roots, we began to loosen their grip. From there, we turned inward, reconnecting with yourself, your desires, your passions, your values, is the foundation upon which all other connections are built. When you begin to feel at home within yourself, the world outside feels more welcoming too. Then we explored how to rebuild social circles, not randomly, but with purpose. Through shared activities, volunteering, or simply reaching out with curiosity, you can form bonds that feel nourishing and real. And no, it's never too late to make new friends or even to reconnect with old ones. We then rediscovered the importance of purpose, a deep sense of meaning that doesn't end when your career does. Whether through creativity, service, family, or personal growth, your presence continues to have value. You're still needed. You're still capable of creating a legacy. Finally, we looked at how daily habits and environments shape your emotional well-being. It's not always the big decisions, but the small, consistent acts that help turn solitude into serenity and routine into a rhythm of joy and connection. So what now? Now is the time to act. Not all at once, but gently with care. Pick one idea that spoke to you. Begin with a small change. Let that change create momentum. And remember, this journey isn't one you have to walk alone. There are communities, conversations, and connections waiting for you. Sometimes, all it takes is one step, one phone call, one event, one open heart. If retirement has opened a door to silence, know that it can also open a door to renewal. Your life is not winding down, it's unfolding differently. And with every choice you make, you are writing a new story, one filled with connection, purpose, and the quiet confidence of someone who knows the best is not behind you. It may still lie ahead. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Share in the comments what stood out to you in this video. We'd love to hear it. Your feedback means a lot. Subscribe to Thrive Beyond 60, turn on the bell, and join us for more videos. See you very soon.